Niklsun here, and welcome to Coming Soon Movie News with Niklsun. This is a show where every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday we'll be going over all of the day's movie news and kind of going around what it means for the production in general, such as casting decisions, trailer announcements, director announcements, things like that. So without any further ado, let's get started with today's Hot Topics. And the first topic I want to talk about today is Christopher Nolan has actually come out and revealed the brand new trailer for Interstellar. Now, this is the same trailer that they showed at Comic-Con, and you can really see what they meant by the majesticness of this trailer, the cerebral aspect of this movie, because it's not going to be all about action sequences, although this trailer does allude to there being certain action sequences. But the movie is more so going to be the journey of the human soul, if there was a way to visually document something like that. And you can really get a sense of the realistic tone that Christopher Nolan applies to all of his films, because even though this is a science fiction film and this is taking place a lot of the movie in space on alien planets and things like that, it all feels real. It feels as though we're actually there. Like this is more of a documentary and we are traveling along with these people through this journey. But the one thing that I really have to give credit for, and this trailer really does showcase that, is that they are not shying away from the relativistic effects of what they're trying to accomplish. So in real world science, if someone was to be able to travel to on an interstellar voyage, and they were able to travel somewhat close to the speed of light, then elements on Earth or elements that are not taking place within that little bubble would drastically age. So throughout the course of the film, we actually see in the trailer, we see Jessica Chastain's character, who is the adult version of Matthew McConaughey's daughter. We see a brief glimpse of Casey Affleck, who is the adult son of Matthew McConaughey's character. And we even get glimpses of some of the other characters that are going to be in the movie, such as Topher Grace. And we still have no idea what they are portraying in the film. Even Matt Damon. Matt Damon is in the movie, but he is an unannounced character. We don't know who he's going to be playing. We do know that he's playing some sort of cameo character, and I'm going to assume that he is going to be probably someone when and if they come back to Earth. He's going to be someone that they interact with. Maybe he's the new person who is in charge of the mission that Michael Caine sends them on. But the fact that we get to see some of these alien landscapes. And there's even a lot of people have been calling similarities between this trailer and the trailer for Inception, given that the film, it conveys everything it needs to get you excited about the film, that you are eagerly anticipating watching it, but in the same regard, you don't understand at all what is going on. They don't give away anything about the film. No, we don't really understand the story past the fact that Earth is dying and these people are being sent off to try to find some sort of either new habitat or a new way of trying to fix the planet that we're currently on. Outside of that, we have no idea what's going on. And seeing in the trailer that giant wall of water that doesn't even appear to be moving, I mean, you know, what's causing that? That's what I love about Christopher Nolan trailers, is they get you to ask more questions. They don't give you everything. And that's what a trailer should be. This is a perfect example of a fully theatrical trailer, getting everybody excited, showing lots of new footage for the film, but still not giving away a lot of the big secrets. And he is just ingenious at being able to do that. We still have a while to wait for the film. I mean, this is the beginning of August, and we still have until November 7th to wait. So we still have several months. But I do have a feeling that we are going to be getting a final trailer before the film is released. I kind of hope that we don't now. I think we've seen all that we need to see from this film to really allow people to understand what it's going to be about without giving away too much. So I hope that this is all that we get for now. But if it's not, I do welcome another trailer. I just hope it doesn't give away too much of the movie. But the movie opens up November 7th, and if we get more information on this, I'll definitely update you guys on here. And the next topic I want to talk about is another clip that has come out from, that was originally shown at Comic-Con, that has now made its way online officially through Warner Brothers. They, the other day, released the first full trailer for The Hobbit, The Battle of the Five Armies. Now, surprisingly, especially to me, this trailer's been getting a lot of mixed feelings from people. A lot of people saying it's too low, it's too somber, it's boring, it's not... It doesn't convey anything that we didn't already know, and I do have to disagree with that. Especially watching the trailer, the thing that I really took away from it is this is the calm before the storm. This is a way to reintroduce the audience to this world, because it has been since last year that people were inundated with the last film. And the Desolation of Smog was a vast improvement. Excuse me, was a vast improvement over the Unexpected Journey. I'm starting to lose my voice here, and I apologize. It was a grand improvement over that, and you can see the escalation in the films very similar to the escalation that happened in the original Lord of the Rings trilogy. And there were a couple things in this trailer that really harkened back to them specifically talking to the audience. One was using the song that Pippin sang in Return of the King. What I took away from that was, not only is it a beautiful song and it fits the tone of this trailer, but it's a way to remind everybody that the escalation of these movies means that we're getting the biggest edition of this trilogy with the final installment. Very similar to what we got in Return of the King. So they are point blank saying, this is our Return of the King. We are going to get the massive battle, which they do tease in this movie between all the 5 armies. We're going to get a lot more unique action sequences. I'm interested to see that chase sequence on the ice fully realized, because I think that has a lot of potential. But more importantly was that line at the end said by Thorin, and him going, "Will you follow me into battle one last time?" And that is directly targeted at the audience, saying, will you follow me? Will you come and join us for this final installment of this Middle-earth saga? And to me, it did everything perfectly. Again, this movie doesn't come out till the middle of December. This is the first teaser trailer that we're getting. So they're not going to give away the main plot points. They're not going to give away a lot of the money shots, because a lot of them aren't finished. Peter Jackson came out a while ago and said that we're going to be getting a teaser of sorts at Comic-Con. It will be unveiled shortly after that online so that people can see it. But then they're going to get the full trailer most likely in October. So the end of October, beginning of November is when we're going to get the first full look, the first full plot outline of what we're going to be getting, because a lot of this movie is not going to be taken from the book. Because Smaug attacking Lake Town is one of the final chapters in the Hobbit book. And he was leaving the mountain to attack the town at the end of the second film. This film is going to be a lot of new content. It is going to bridge the gap between The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings. Peter Jackson did say it's going to feel like one long continuous storyline by the end of this film. So we are going to get a sense of continuity that's going to lead into the events of Lord of the Rings, and I'm very excited to see how they go about doing that, because that to me is a very specific challenge. So I'm very much looking forward to this. The movie's going to open up on December 17th. You guys can check out the links for all the trailers in the description below as well, if you haven't checked them out yet, but I definitely recommend you check them out because they are definitely worth seeing. But if we get more information about the new Hobbit movie, I will definitely update you guys on here. The next topic we have to talk about here is kind of one that's surprising, but at the same time not really. Alex Kurtzman has really been developing a resume for directing gigs as of late. He did just he accepted the role several months ago to direct the Spider-Man spin-off Venom, which has kind of been in limbo, and now we know a better sense of the timeline that Sony is going for with their Spider-Man films. And we know now that Sinister Six is going to be the first one at the gate in 2016. That's followed by Amazing Spider-Man 3 in 2018, which means Venom is most likely going to be sometime after that. So Alex Kurtzman does not have anything pressing at the moment to do involving that project, so he does have the ability to take the reins on the project that he has been creating since its inception. He and Roberto Orci were developing this film in a series of interconnected Universal monster movies for a while before they had their amicable partnership breakup, where they're now doing their own projects. And so Chris Morgan was brought on to kind of fill the shoes left by Roberto Orci. And so they've been developing this new franchise, specifically starting off with The Mummy. Well, now it appears that not only will Alex Kurtzman be writing the film and directing it, they have a new release date for the film. It will be coming out on June 24th, 2016. So this will be the first film at the gate. It is going to have an action-adventure feel with horror elements instead of being a straight-up horror film. The thing that I'm really excited about, too, is this is going to be more of an adaptation of the original Mummy film as opposed to the Brendan Fraser films. Those films were, I think, great for their time, especially the first one. The other ones we didn't really need, although the second one did have certain aspects of it that were enjoyable, but for the most part, it was just a misfire. But I did like the family-friendly aspect of that, and I'm glad that they are shying away because we just got those films. We don't need films like that anymore in this universe. This is a horror franchise. Bring it back to its horror roots, and I do like that that's the direction that they're going. The main question remains, is Alex Kurtzman the right guy to do it? Because he's only directed one film, and it was a very deep character study on this family, this broken family. And so seeing him come on to this is going to be interesting because I want to see what his visual take is. He's worked with so many visualistic directors such as J.J. Abrams or Michael Bay, so it's going to be interesting to see what he brings to this franchise. I'm really looking forward to it. There's certain things that are promising about this project, but it could also backfire. So we're going to have to wait and see. We got some time. It doesn't come out for almost 2 years now, so we got some time to see how this project develops. But if we get more information on it, I'll definitely be updating you guys on here. And the next topic that we have to talk about, Simon Pegg was just doing a roundabout group of interviews for his new movie. And he gave a little bit of an update on Mission Impossible 5. So we know that Tom Cruise is returning, we know that Jeremy Renner is returning, and we know that Simon Pegg are returning. Ving Rhames has been rumored to be involved in it, but it may just be kind of like his role in Ghost Protocol, where it's just a cameo near the end or somewhere out throughout the film. As it stands right now, Paula Patton is not going to be back. They are looking at another female cast member, but I don't believe she's been cast yet. But the interesting thing is, filming's going to be starting in 3 weeks. They're shooting this movie in 3 weeks in London. It starts August 24th. The interesting thing about this as well is Simon Pegg said that they're starting off with their location shoot first. But the majority of filming is going to be at Leavesden Studios. So it's a lot of it is going to be on sound stages, which to me is interesting because I know that there was a lot of location shoots for Ghost Protocol. There were a fair amount of location shoots for Mission Impossible 3. Mission Impossible 2 was a lot of set work. Mission Impossible 1 was kind of half and half. So with this one being the majority of it on sound stages, this, I think, signifies that we're going a little bit more back to the spy aspect of this franchise. I don't think this is going to be as big, bombastic as the last few installments were. I think this is going to be more in line with the first one, which that gives me a lot of hope for this property because as good as number 4 was, and I really did enjoy it, but I did feel that Ethan Hunt was now becoming more so of a superhero. He was becoming someone who the stakes were getting lower and lower and lower for him because you never really felt that he was in danger. Outside of him climbing up that building, that scene you were a little bit freaked out just because he is actually doing that. But never once did you assume that he was going to fail. And I think bringing it back to more of a spy aspect, I think that will instill a lot more... What's the word I'm trying to find? It'll be unique, it'll be new, it'll be fresh. It'll be something that we haven't seen in this franchise yet, or at least in a while. And so it'll be a new direction to go in. And with Chris McQuarrie coming in, the guy who directed The Way of the Gun with Ryan Felipe and Benicio del Toro way back, I think it was in 2002, 2003. And then coming out with Jack Reacher, which was, I thought it was a very tight-knit thriller. He wrote the most recent draft of Edge of Tomorrow, which is one of the reasons I think it worked so well, was because he and Tom Cruise really have a good working relationship, and they kind of know each other's strides. And so them coming together to work on a Mission Impossible franchise, which is Tom Cruise's most successful franchise, absolutely, I am fully on board. I can't wait to see what other cast members they bring in and what other aspects they bring into Jeremy Renner and Simon Pegg's characters, because Simon Pegg got a big boost in the last movie. And I hope they keep his character very much the same, very much more so the comic relief. And Jeremy Renner, I think they could really gear him to be the original takeover, which is what they originally wanted. They wanted him to take over the franchise from Tom Cruise. But then Tom Cruise really liked what they were doing with Ghost Protocol, and he decided, you know what? Nope. I'm actually going to be staying on. So it'll be interesting to see where they go with this. But so far, it is scheduled for a Christmas Day 2015 release. That could change because there is a pretty big movie releasing the week before it. So it'll be it'll be intriguing to see where they go from here. But if we get more information on this, I will definitely update you guys on here. And the final topic that we have to talk about today, news has come out. This is going to be just a little quick update, but news has come out that the Snow White and the Huntsman sequel, which is now actually a prequel, will just be titled The Huntsman. They've confirmed the official title. It is just The Huntsman. It will be starring Chris Hemsworth and Charlize Theron as Ravonna. Ravonna will be coming back because it is a prequel. The great news about this is Kristen Stewart will not be back. Snow White will not be anywhere near this property, which is great because I don't want her mouth breathing to be all over this property. But the film will basically be about how the Huntsman and Ravonna first meet, their first encounter, what causes this rift between them, outside of the fact that Ravonna is just a homicidal maniac. But originally, when they thought about doing a sequel, visually I did like the first film. It did have a lot of visual aspects which were cool, but outside of that, the story was bland. I felt the acting was bland. There was nothing really there to captivate you. But The Huntsman was one of the best aspects of it, and obviously Charlize Theron's role as Ravonna was another standout part. So grasping both of those and bringing them into a prequel is probably the best way to go. The best way to go about continuing on with this franchise. But more importantly, the thing that has me excited the most is Frank Darabont, the guy who brought us Shawshank Redemption and The Green Mile and The Mist, who was the original showrunner on The Walking Dead, is the man who is both writing and directing this prequel. So right there, that instills a lot of faith in this property, with me at least. And I am very much excited to see what his take is on this property. So the movie is currently set for an April 22nd, 2016 release. That most likely means that filming is probably going to be gearing up relatively soon. I would say probably by either the fall or early next year, filming will have started. So we're going to get a better sense of what the story is, more cast members, and where they're going to be taking this movie, and how far into the past are they going? Are they going to allow it to be its own franchise and not have it be just the preceding chapter to Snow White and the Huntsman, or are they going to allow it to continue on and have its own franchise outside of the Snow White movies? Because he's a very fascinating character, especially being portrayed by Chris Hemsworth, who has a lot of star power. There are a lot of aspects for this that could be explored. So I'm intrigued to see where they could take this, especially under Frank Darabont's direction. But only time will tell. If we do get more information about this property, I will definitely update you guys on here. Alright, well that'll do it for us here on Coming Soon Movie News with Niklsun. Thank you so much for watching. You guys have been a great audience. Don't forget to click subscribe there in the bottom corner. You can get updates whenever we post a new video. You can also find me on Twitter at Niklsun, Niklsun, for all of your movie updates. And you can also find us on our Facebook page at facebook.com/movie news with Niklsun. And until next time, you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Take care.